Hi guys, this is Sean Kilmartin from Power Slap, and you're watching the Marcus Deegan Show.
The Marcus Deegan Show. And what's the story, guys? Welcome to another episode of the pod. I'm your host, Marcus Deegan. You know where I'm at, man. Las Vegas, Sin City, Nevada, right next to the Apex Center. Here for another podcast. Thank you very much for joining in. If you're listening on Spotify, I appreciate it. All my subscribers on YouTube, I love you guys. I do appreciate that. Make sure you hit the like button, share, and subscribe. We got another fantastic podcast. Listen, I talked about this yesterday. I interviewed KO Chris from the Power Slap, and I had to admit, guys, I was a little late to the play when it comes to the Power Slap. I don't know why. I don't know if I was like, my focus was primarily UFC, but after watching it, after experiencing it, I am an avid fan. And I just thought to myself, you know what? I got to interview these guys. I got to talk to these guys because this sport is on a completely different level. This sport is on such a level that a majority of the UFC athletes have said, hell no, I wouldn't do that. Well, as you can see, can we get a wide on the set today? Because I've Irished the set out a little bit today. So as you can see, we've got one of the most famous Irishmen right over here in the corner, the notorious Conor McGregor. I thought I'd bring him in to sit down on this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome to the Marcus Deegan Show all the way from sunny Ireland? Would you welcome to the podcast, Power Slap athlete, Sean Kilmartin. What's the story, brother?
Off the crack, lad.
Well, first of all, I'm happy to have you on the show. Thanks for stopping in. Where exactly in Ireland are you?
I'm in the Midlands, so it's in Offaly, the county.
Nice. And how do the Irish people receive Power Slap? Are they fans of this sport, Sean?
They're starting to bite to it now, I think. Slowly but surely, we'll crack away at them.
I think that, growing up in an Irish household, your mammy would give you a nice clout round the back of the head. That's just the Irish way of life. I know. I grew up with Irish grandparents, so I was getting 2 or 3 clouts around the back of the head regularly. Do you think maybe that's where your obsession for power slapping started, Sean?
It started around there anyway. They can get any worse than mommy slaps anyway, so.
So give us just a little bit of background, Sean, on what sports have you done in the past and how you actually came into becoming part of this organisation?
Okay, so pretty much started when I was about 9. So I was getting into a lot of fights and stuff at school. So there was actually an old boxing hall up the road from where I live. So the parents said they better try to get me in to try and control the anger. It's small, but it's slow. But the gym actually closed down after about a year, so I only done it for about a year. And the whole time I was there, they were kind of get me to fight lads that were always bigger than me. So I never really had a fear of anybody. So it helped me a little bit going forward. But so I kind of went on from there, from boxing to Muay Thai. I started in about 2016. I was actually in the naval service at the time. So every time I got back from sea and stuff, I'd basically jump off the ship and run to the gym pretty much. So I've done Muay Thai for about 3 years, and then I had to give it kind of a break because my sea rotation stuff was so long. I was just basically missing out on training, and I wasn't doing the best I could. So that kind of fast forwarded until 2018, and I started Brazilian Jiu Jitsu in SPG in Tullamore.
Nice.
Under the head coach here in Devon.
Is that Paddy? Is that Paddy Houlihan? Is that Paddy Houlihan's gym?
No, it's not Paddy Houlihan's gym. It's Kieran Davern's.
Oh, okay. Yep. Go ahead.
So basically, just from there, just started competing, basically just getting better. And I was always just wanting to kind of see something new, and I always wanted to give it a go. So as soon as I seen Power Slap, I was pretty much hooked. I was kind of slowly kind of suggesting the idea to my partner. I was just kind of seeing how it would fare out. And I was having a bit of back and forth with actually KO Chris online. So that's how my journey actually started to even transition into Road to the Title. So.
So you can pretty much thank KO Chris for kind of roping you in. So you saw him online and thought to yourself, I can do this. And how does the audition process go? How do you qualify?
So basically, I just got in contact with him after, I think it was about 2 days of messaging with Chris. he was just basically saying nobody gets an easy road to me, so I was kind of like, all right, I'll give this a go. So, and I knew he was at 170, and at the time I was about 210, 205 pounds, 210 pounds. So I was just kind of like, I didn't really want to cut the weight down and kind of do it that way. So I just went and started losing the weight and just started cutting out and making my way to get there basically. And sent a, got sent an email to Erica, and she basically set it all up me from there. And we had an interview and got talking to everybody. And Craig actually came over to Dublin, and I was talking to him, and he was loving it. So kind of started from there.
That's awesome. So I got a feel for your poor partner, because you know you see the reactions. I mean, I can just imagine what she feels like sitting next to you there and getting ready to go and do this, because just watching the reactions from the people in the audience during a power slap event, just just how ferocious it can be. Now they only show you the knockouts on TV on the highlights. What people don't realize, it can go back and forth, for the whole few rounds. And tell me, what's the hardest thing about when it comes to the rules and regulations? Because if you watched the show last night, the big fella that did that huge KO was actually disqualified because his foot moved maybe an inch and a half off the ground. Is that the hardest part about, like, how do you generate all that power without moving your feet, I suppose is my question.
It's more so if you can control it when you move your feet, I feel anyway, because if you can generate a lot of power, with correct technique, just switching up your technique shouldn't really be a problem. So it's just more so about generating power from basically your hips and your legs more so than actually, trying to punch somebody.
So I suppose that's the main. I mean, I can only imagine. I think that the main parts of your body that you would really be using in power slap, obviously, for attacking, is going to be your shoulders, your arms, everything in that region. But for defense, even though there's not really a defense to power slap apart from having a staunch chin and a really, really strong neck, how do you focus on not moving your head when you're hearing that 3 countdown happening? Like, what's going through your mind at that point?
It doesn't always happen on 3, unfortunately, but I don't really fear anything, to be honest with you. And that's not trying to sound cocky or anything, but I'd stand there and let one of the super heavyweights hit me if they wanted to. If they were paying me to do it, I'd stand there and let them do it. So
yeah,
it's just.
I suppose you've got to have that. Yeah, you've got to have that mentality, right? If you're going to be a power slap athlete, you've got to have that mentality of not giving an absolute fuck. So I can see the Irish mindsets coming in there. So what do your parents and your family think about this, bro?
Yeah, they think I'm absolutely mad. Sure, it's not the first time they doubt.
Oh, stop. So you've been to Las Vegas. I saw you ate at your first Applebee's. What are your thoughts on America and Las Vegas?
From what I've seen of it anyway, it was good. But when I was there, I was actually cutting weight. So even though we were at all these nice places, like all I was eating was salads. So yeah, it was kind of a bit bittersweet.
Yeah. So when are you back over here?
I'm not too sure yet. I'm just waiting to get a confirmation from Erica and the team. So
yeah,
as soon as I know everyone else.
Did you watch? Do you watch the power? I'm not sure when it's on in Ireland, but did you happen to watch it last night?
I caught it this morning. Yeah, it started around 2:00, but I was working today, so I was just gonna I catch it on the way into work.
Yeah. What did you think of last night's episodes? Pretty. It kind of goes for half an hour. It's over before it's done with. As soon as I'm getting into it, the whole thing.
Yeah. Actually, but other than that, like I think it's brilliant. It's still a bit surreal, kind of looking at all the lads and kind of watching it back and trying to think what kind of bits they'll put into it. But my man last night took it home anyway. Conza, he's an absolute animal.
What I tell you what, man. I just is he the Romanian guy?
Romanian guy, yeah.
Okay, so the clip that was previously played before the other organisation that he was in before the power slap, did you see the size of his? I mean, his head. That's just from slapping. That's just from slapping, right?
That's like 28 fucking shots to the side of the fucking slot.
So have you met Dana White and what do you think of him? What do you think of him?
Dana's a G. I always thought, like, from what he done for the UFC, especially during COVID and everything, you kind of seen this kind of skill set kind of adapt. Like, so yeah, Dana's a G.
So I suppose it's got to be pretty reassuring when you're working for an organisation that's run by Dana White, and especially if you've got some talent in the organisation as well, you can move up and move forward. And especially it's being blasted all over the United States. As a matter of fact, not just in the United States, but all over the world. And I was listening to some of the numbers that Dana was talking about that you guys are generating on social media and views on YouTube and whatnot. And it's just extraordinary. It's actually beating a lot of the main sports here in the United States.
Yeah, because if you've actually watched the first series of Road to the Title,
yep,
the competition is completely different this season. I feel anyway with the level of competition. Sorry, I'm moving here, but the level of competition that's there. Like some of the lads that were in the house were absolute animals. Like so,
yeah.
And you didn't really see that in the first season. You didn't really see anybody.
Okay, good.
Kind of level,
well,
anyway.
Now I'm not going to feel so guilty for coming to the plate a little bit later because. Now that I've got to, especially this season so far, it's just awesome, and I'm glued to the box every Wednesday night when it comes on TV here. So on another side of things, and I hope you don't mind talking about it because it's really hitting the news over here in the United States. There was some riots in Dublin the other night over some heinous crimes that went down with. One of these scumbags that's come over the border and had to go at a bunch of Irish kids, innocent kids,
kids and a teacher,
and the teacher as well. Now, the government or I believe the organisation Sinn Féin, I believe that's the way is now coming out trying to saying that one of your countrymen, Conor McGregor, was trying to incite riots and war. What are your thoughts on all of this, bro? And can you just let us know where you kind of stand and where your values go when it comes to this sort of thing?
Yeah, so basically I stand on the views of this thing. These kind of things shouldn't be happening. Shouldn't be happening anywhere. But it's wrong. We shouldn't be kind of narrowing it down to specifics, origin, where people are coming from and stuff like that. I wouldn't really kind of I've done a lot of work with the UN and humanitarian missions and stuff from my time in the defense forces. So we're all one. I know that. I think it's more so got to do with the mental health service that's actually in the country at the moment. It's complete shambles. But
yeah, it's
sad all of that.
A lot of the same things happening over here, Sean, in the United States as well, just on a much bigger scale. And I just think that once again we are all one, all of us, even us from other countries, and it's just devastating to hear things like this. So, how long were you in the service for? And you were in the Navy?
I was in the naval service and I transferred over to the army then as well. So I've done a stint in both.
So, how long has your career been in the forces, bro?
It was just short of 10 years, so it's about 9 years and a couple of months.
Thank you for your service. What do you draw from your time in the military to being a power slap athlete? Does it come together at all sometimes? Nah.
I don't know, really. It's kind of a hard one to keep it together.
I was trying to go deep.
Spend a lot of time alone.
I was trying to go a bit deep with that question. That's all, but that's all good, man. So, listen, what's your? Yeah. That's it. So, are you a fan of McGregor? Do you watch his fights?
I've watched him since Cage Warriors. To be honest with you, kind of followed him his whole way through his career. Crazy to see the kind of levels he brought, and he kind of he did change the face of the game. Really, even here, you can't walk 10 feet in a town here without coming across an MMA gym. So
yeah,
done the sport well anyway.
Definitely.
Other than anything else, other than that.
Yeah, definitely brought the Irish athletes into the world that everyone could see. Definitely 100%. And I suppose it makes it great for athletes like you from Ireland as well, having kind of that. I don't know that. I don't want to say that support from Connor, but just having that door sort of opened up for people to take the Irish combat sport seriously, and I'm glad that's happening for you.
Marcus, there is some serious talent going to come out of Ireland in the next couple of years. You wouldn't even believe it. If you take a look at some of these gyms, especially the gym in Tullamore with Kieran Davern, he's training an army in there, an absolute army of boys that are going to start taking over the UFC. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, well, I mean, coming up in February, I think we got Kiefer Crosby against Themba Garimbo. I believe Ian Gary. How is your friend Ian Gary, and what's going on with Ian these days? Can you tell us, Sean?
Ian's a good lad. I had actually a conversation with Ian there a while ago. It was actually over the Ben Askren fight and stuff like that. Two of us were messaging back and forth with Jake Paul.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of funny back and forth, but I've seen that the media are absolutely ripping him apart at the moment. It's absolute horseshit.
Yeah.
They're bringing up his wife and his kid. I'd be cracking cameras all around me if I was in, but
yeah,
fair play to him.
I think that the MMA media, once they can grab onto a little story like that, people like to run with it. And look, they did it to Connor. They're going to do it to him. What's Ian Gary now? 8? Is he? I think he's 8-0. He's never been beat. I reckon one more fight. Is he 8-0? Yeah. Is he 8-0, Sean?
I think he's 8-0 or 7-0. Yeah, one or the other, I think.
Yeah, 8-0. Definitely one more fight, then he'll be ready for a title shot. And if he keeps going the way he's going, and put aside all this bullshit that's going on, because it is bullshit, really. Like, I mean, I know that we like to know about our fighters, and we like to, as a fan myself, we like to know about our fighters and their personal lives and what they do and this and that. But when it comes to kind of trying to destroy someone's reputation online, I agree with you. I think it's a bunch of horse shit.
Yeah. And he seems like a good lad, he's still young and everything. So
yeah, he's only 26. So, but anyway, well, that's good. Now, look, Irish athletes coming out of Ireland, doing really well. We got another one here from the Power Slap. I believe he's probably. Are you the first Irish Power Slap athlete, Sean?
I'm the first. I'll be the first to hold that belt too.
So there you go. The first to hold the Power Slap belt. The Irishman himself, Sean Kilpatrick, all the way from Ireland. Do you get down to Dublin, and have you tried the Forge Stout yet?
I've tried it a few times, yeah.
What's it like?
Good, yeah. It's nice and creamy. That's all you can ask for. It's like a pint of Guinness, except it has a bit of a better aftertaste to it, I feel. But
oh, geez, I'm thirsty for it right now, and it's only early in the day here. Hey, listen, Sean. Hey? What was that?
Absolutely. Actually, I had all of it the last night in the house there after the fight. So
yeah. So listen, brother. I like to kind of finish things up with. Do you have a message for your fans or for the fans of the Power Slap?
Check it out every Wednesday. At least 9 more episodes to go. There's a lot more to come. You won't be disappointed. I guarantee it.
Well, there you go. Coming from the man himself, all the way from Ireland. Sean, I appreciate you popping in today, brother, and I'll look forward to seeing more of your work in the future.
100%. You'll be seeing me. Don't worry.
Till next time, my friend. Take care.
Talk to you later on.